we talk about habit-based nutrition. So I've talked a lot about the small details, the ins and outs, the macronutrients, the micronutrients, all of the specific nitty-gritty. Now, this is how we turn it into something that's actually actionable for you, right? I've given you a lot of why these things are important. This is how we get them into your face. Uh, I know deli meats aren't perfect, right? The less processed, the better. But one of my clients, absolutely, the one you saw the quote from earlier, um, the way that she lost 15 pounds in preparation for her son's wedding. So obviously, she's an older client, but she lost 15 pounds in preparation for her son's wedding. And the biggest change she made to her diet was instead of snacking on nuts and crackers, she loves kale. She loves raw kale. She wraps it up with a little bit of deli meat and like crushes them. Drinking a protein. So this is me personally. I will, if there's a bag of chips while I'm cooking dinner, I will munch on that bag of chips. So instead, I shake up protein and I munch on carrots because I like the munchy, crunchy part. So I munch on that while drinking my protein shake while I'm cooking dinner. One, it makes sure I hit my protein goal, but two, it just helps me to be, if I'm going to mindlessly consume, at least I'm mindlessly consuming something that's helping me. Buying pre-cooked meat. That sounds like the grossest possible way of saying get a rotisserie chicken. Kevin's pre-made chicken and beef, they're really great. They're like paleo sauces and stuff. When we were getting ready to move and we were just all over the place, we lived on those Kevin's pre-made meats. Because when you go to the grocery store, who wants to cook when they get home from the grocery store? You buy all these wonderful ingredients with these huge aspirations of cooking these incredible meals, and then you go, okay, well, what are we ordering? Right? That takes me to the next step. Recipes. Having three go-to recipes for each meal, whether it's overnight oats, like protein overnight oats, egg sandwiches, and protein pancakes for breakfast, right? Having your go-tos and using that every time you shop and make them until you get sick of them. And then you just try a new recipe. Maybe like one of my clients absolutely loved Friday nights, she would introduce a new recipe and they would try it and essentially convince their kids they're food scientists. Do we like this? What do we like about this? Is this something we want to make more? Is this something we want to build into our normal weekly rotation? Because if it is, let's keep going. If it's not, we'll never make it again. And make it so easy you can't fail. Like the recipes that you can throw together, crock pot, Instapot, air fryer, that you can just do mindlessly to make sure that you can stick to it, but that you actually like it. If you hate a recipe, don't choke it down. Don't make it again. I mean, eat it that night because we don't like wasted food. But you know, the solution to all of this is add habits, not restrictions. When I say add, I mean eat more. Eat more protein, more fruit, more veggies, more whole foods. When we look at habits, this is a very specific habit that one of my clients uses. I put my shaker cup and protein powder at eye level in the pantry. So it's the first thing I see when I open the pantry looking for a snack at 3 p.m. Because every day at 3 p.m., she wants a snack. If that protein powder is the first thing she sees, she grabs it. If she's looking at chips, chances are she's going to consume those chips, which takes me to the next thing, not restrictions. Don't make a list of all the things you can't do or cutting out because you will rebel against yourself. Much like our kids, if somebody tells us we can't do something, there is a 100% chance that we will do it eventually. We will think about it until we can't hold out any longer. I say that as somebody who does this. I have tried so many different ways to lose weight and maintain my health over the years. And I did the whole I never eat this. I never eat that. I don't eat sugar anymore. You know what? Sugar's delicious. It is. I just don't eat it as often as I used to. I have to like I love going for ice cream with my kids. If I said you can never have ice cream, and I say that to myself, my kid goes, "Hey dad, can we go get some ice cream?" And I go, "I'm sorry, daddy doesn't eat ice cream anymore." How depressing is that shit? Build a habit of flexibility. This is, I think, Gigi Mufu. It's an old video of him, which is just nuts. That's not the kind of flexibility I'm talking about. I'm talking about the flexible habits. Oh, I didn't know I could collapse it like that. Cool. Um, so I gave there's three examples of flexible habits and three examples of a rigid version of that same habit. A flexible habit. I buy beef jerky and I keep it in the car because I know I'm going to snack when I drive the kids to school. Right? I know I'm going to be hungry, so having that means I can just pop it in my mouth, and I know that it's contributing to my goal. The rigid version of that is I eat 30 grams of protein by 8 a.m. or I've completely failed for the day. How likely are you to fail if you have to operate on that exact strategy every single day? Otherwise, you feel like a complete failure. Yo, that sucks. Don't do that. You know what though? If that's your jam, I would take issue with the I've completely failed for the day, less so about the I eat 30 grams of protein by 8 a.m. because I personally start my day with protein every day. And if I don't, my stomach sucks. So I feel for this person. But don't make it so critical that you feel like you're gonna fail. All right. Or that you give up having not hit the goal by 8 a.m. A flexible habit. I buy whatever protein is on sale and that my family enjoys every single time I go to the grocery store. Forgive the fact that I is not capitalized. A rigid habit of that is I only buy organic grass-fed bison that has been fed imported beer while being raised on the moon. Obviously, that's an over exaggeration, hyperbole to the nth degree. But the fact remains, like you got to do what's right for your family, and when there are people who rely on you and you're living on a budget and all of this stuff, like you got to get what you can get. So the best cleanest thing that you can buy, that's what you get. All right. The flexible habit. I cook extra at dinner and I pack it for breakfast and lunch the next day when I'm cleaning up for the night because I personally get up at 4:45 every morning. I am out of the house by 5:30. If I don't pack my food the night before, or if I had any gripe about eating leftovers, I wouldn't have food to eat. The rigid version of that habit, and I've had clients say this to me, breakfast food is for breakfast. Chili is not an anytime food. Y'all, if you can eat cold pizza for breakfast, you can eat chicken from the night before. It's all right. If your stance on leftovers is whether or not it's delicious, y'all, you got to be a little bit more flexible than that. Sometimes you just got to put it in your face. Food, food.